What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Wings Everything. Yes, you are back in my kitchen with your boy Spinelli for another easy and simple recipe. Now, in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys how to make Tex-Mex meatballs. Now, if you never had meatballs this style, I'm telling you right now, you have been missing out. They are delicious, guys. And the good thing about them is you can eat them as appetizer, or you can throw them on a sub roll and eat your meatball sub. Either way, it's delicious. So I hope you're in your kitchen. I'm already in mine, so let's go. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna use for today's recipe. Let me tell you what we have. Right here, we're gonna use some panko bread, kosher salt, olive oil, can of crushed tomatoes, some taco cheese, so you want the mixed cheese, fresh parsley, 1 onion, some garlic cloves, 1 egg, cumin, some chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, black pepper, a jalapeno, chili powder, and of course your ground beef. So these are the ingredients, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've already measured out our ingredients. Let me tell you what we have. So right here, I have a 15-ounce can of crushed tomatoes right here. Right here, I have a half of onion. If you have a large onion, use half of it, but I had a small onion, so I chopped a small onion. Right here, 2 cups of that cheese. I have 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I have 1 jalapeno finely chopped, a tablespoon of olive oil, 4 garlic cloves minced, 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of parsley, a half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin, 2 chipotle peppers and adobo sauce chopped, and a half a cup of panko bread. So these are the ingredients, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to start preparing our ground beef. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just gonna start adding our panko bread in here like this. Next, our chili powder, our cumin, the salt, our pepper, our garlic. Guys, you can use about 2 garlic cloves minced. I like a lot of garlic, so I used about 4 garlic cloves. Our jalapeno. Make sure you de-seed your jalapenos if you don't want it, you don't want that heat in it. You know, the seeds make it hotter. I would de-seed it if I was you. Our parsley, our cheese, and we're gonna use 1 cup of the cheese right now, so we're gonna reserve the other cup for later. 1 cup of the cheese, and our egg. All right, guys, so we're gonna get a little messy with this, but it's all good. Get this moved around in here like that. Get all the ingredients combined. All right, guys, I think we're good right here. Take a look at that. All right, and so let's go ahead and move on. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is take our ground beef mixture and I'm gonna start making some meatballs out of it. Now, you can make these as big as you want or as small as you want. I'm gonna try to make pretty nice size meatballs. I don't have I do have my scale, but I don't have a battery, so I can't see what's the weight of it. So I'm gonna probably make them about like this size right here. If you're having like some type of party or get together, you probably want to make them a little bit smaller to make them party size. So that's a nice size to me. So I'm typically taking about a handful, and I'm just sitting them here on this baking sheet. Guys, what I'm gonna do, I don't want to bore you through this process, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get these all rolled up, and I will be right back once I get them all done. All right, guys, so this is what we have. So I ended up having this is like 15 meatballs, so nice size meatballs, guys. Take a look at that. Hey man, this looks so good already. So let's go ahead and start the cooking process. So let's move on. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up our pan, get this temperature up, and we're going to add our olive oil and bring it up to temperature. Remember, we have a tablespoon of olive oil, and we're gonna bring this up to temperature. Once it's up to temperature, we're going to start adding our meatballs. All right, guys, it looks like we are up to temperature. So what we're going to do is we're going to start searing the meatballs. Now we're not gonna cook them all the way through, so we're just gonna start dropping them in. And you're probably gonna wanna cook them in batches. Of course, we're just gonna start turning them over because we're just, like I say, we're just searing these bad babies. And you wanna make sure you sear all sides of them, so we're just going to, just start moving them around as they brown on one side. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna allow them to cook and brown on the outer edges. That's all we're looking for. We're just looking for them to brown on the outer edges. And we're gonna finish the cooking process towards the end of the video. If they tear apart, just try to keep them from tearing apart by sliding your tongs up under them. Make sure you got enough olive oil in your pan. All right, guys, so these look pretty good to me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna start removing them, and I'm going to put them on a plate. It may be still a little red inside, but remember, we're gonna finish cooking them. We're just trying to sear the outer edges at the moment. All right, and this is what we have. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the batches, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, so it looks like these are ready now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove them, add them to a plate here too with the other ones. All right, so this is what we have. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside for the moment. All right, so I'm going to bring our pan back up to temperature, and now I'm gonna add our onions. We're just gonna cook these for about 3 to 5 minutes until they soften. I'm gonna add a little olive oil here. And we're gonna continue to cook these probably for another 2 minutes. All right, guys, this looks like we're there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to add our crushed tomatoes. We're gonna move it around like that. And we're gonna add our Chipotle peppers in the adobo sauce. So we're going to get this fully mixed in. And what we want to do is we want to see it come to a slight boil, like it is now. As you can see, turn that down a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to reduce the heat to this. I want to get this kind of evened out like this. And what we're gonna do is we're going to bring our meatballs back into the shot, and we're just going to add them to the pan. We're gonna reduce this to a low simmer, so I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. And we're just gonna add our meatballs back here. You should be able to get all of them, depending on how big your pot is, you should be able to get all of them in here. All right. So I'm gonna, like I say, you don't want this to be boiling. You want to reduce it real low. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it up, and we're gonna allow it to cook for 10 minutes. All right, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So now look like we're about, I'm about 13 minutes in. I wanted to make sure that it was really cooked on the inside as well. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna pause this, and the last thing we're gonna do is we're going to take our last cup of cheese, and we're just going to sprinkle it over the top. Just like this. Start this back up, and we're just going to cover it up and let this cheese melt. All right, for about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And guys, this is what we have after 3 minutes, letting our cheese melt. Take a look at that. Oh man, it looks delicious. Absolutely delicious. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to go ahead and remove this from our cooktop, get it over here, get this pan over here on the cutting board, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so this is what we have. So what I'm gonna do to finish this off rather, is we're gonna garnish it with some of that fresh parsley or some more fresh parsley. Remember, we put some of that fresh parsley into the ground beef mixture, and we're gonna add a little bit more color with some fresh parsley here. And there you have it, guys, Tex-Mex meatballs. As you can see, this recipe looks delicious. And I'm telling you, it's gonna taste delicious too, guys. Look at that. I mean, cheese, ground beef, onions, garlic. I mean, you can't even beat that combination. So the measurements are in the video description below, along with the items and ingredients. Also, guys, thanks for purchasing that All Wings Everything merch. Hit that applaud button. It really helps your boy Spinelli make these videos. And guys, it's time to get into some quality control. I know you guys ready. So, all right, let's go. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm going to go ahead and make your mouth water as you see me picking these meatballs up out of this pan like this. Ooh wee. Dropping them right there. Woo. And I just want to get some of that sauce. Ooh. Look at that. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and get this over to the table, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so now it's time for quality control. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys look at these meatballs one more time. Let's get them zoomed in now. Take a look at that, guys. Ooh. All right, so let's see what these bad babies about. Oh man, oh baby. Man, oh my goodness. God. This is delicious. Mmm. This is delicious, I'm telling you. And guys, you may think it's spicy. It's not really spicy. Not at all. Not at all. It's not really that spicy. Now, what you can do with this is you can add these meatballs to like a sub, make a sub sandwich out of it, or use it as appetizers, or eat it like this with some rice, maybe some Mexican rice or whatever, however you want to do it, or just, eat it alone like this. Man, this is delicious. So guys, don't forget, hit that applaud button down there, that All Wings Everything merch. Hey, the ebook is coming. By the time you see this video, it may be already out. Also, allwingseverything.com is coming soon too. It may already be up too. But anyway, guys, until then, I'm your cook, Spinelli, All Wings Everything. And yes, I'm getting back to these meatballs, and I am out. Peace.